My other phone just died, so like I was saying, I need to knock this top one out first so then I can get this crap out of the middle and then I can get to that bottom one, because that bottom one is in there really good. And put some penetrant on here first. Okay, got the one out. That one wasn't terrible yet. It's turning without making any noise. Either way, it's being replaced. And there was a spacer. And there's the bottom one. Is the bottom one held in by anything other than just being pressed in? I think it's just pressed in there, so I gotta knock that one out. I got it. This is why that deck was having so much trouble starting the other day. This one's completely locked up and seized. Making some headway now. On to the center one. 15/16. Up it goes. Spindle drops down the center. And we can get to the bearings. Alright. Got my extra deep 15/16 socket. If anybody has seen one of my previous videos where I needed this specifically for that antique rigs, I paid $23 just for this one socket, and glad I did. It's been a great investment. I use this socket on everything. Flywheel nuts, deck bolts. Let's get this off here. Just that easy. Alright, now that I had the second one off, I can see that there is some natural, a little bit of play in that, which is fine. The only reason the other one was so loose is because the bearings were shot. That bearing shot. This one up top isn't terrible, but still, I'm gonna get all 6. This one over here isn't bad. So, I don't really have to mess with this one. I hear it though. I'll probably get this one too. It's got to come off me to sharpen it anyway. I think the bearings were replaced in this tractor once before because it was done incorrectly. This side, see how it doesn't have the casing like that? This side's supposed to face up so that when you shoot grease into there, it lubricates it. They were this way. Okay? So, guess what? When it's this way, when you shoot grease in there, the grease isn't going to get to that. So somebody had already replaced these and did it wrong. That's the reason that they went bad. I mean, they go bad anyway, but if you grease them, they stay better longer. And the reason these ones are so bad is, from what I can see, these were put in backwards, because these are supposed to be facing up, in, because this is supposed to be sealed, and then you have the grease fitting right. Can't feel it, but it's there. And when you shoot grease into this thing, it is supposed to lubricate internally, and it didn't. Alright, I see it on that one. See it? It's all rusted up, but that's the reason. Wonder if he took it to a mower shop and they did it wrong there. I bet you that's what they did. Just another interesting thing to document. I wonder how much he paid to have these bearings replaced. $250? You know, between parts and the labor? Sounds about right. There's nothing wrong with this deck otherwise. It's still all solid. There was only a little tiny bit of scale so it's good otherwise. So once I get done with it and then repaint it, it'll be good as new again. Alright, this third one I'm not going to take off yet, but I am going to. This grease fitting is all froze up, so I shot that with Kroll. I'm going to shoot grease down in there. And this one I'm going to leave for now. I am going to sharpen the blade on it, of course. Alright, that's the balls in the center is moving. So that's good, even though there's rust on the outside of it. I'll just hit that with a wire brush real quick. And then I'm going to order the bearings. And then while we wait for that, oh yeah, I got to order the wheel bearing bushings too if I don't have them. And then, yeah, I just got to play the waiting game. I got to see about a seat. See if it's worth buying a seat for this thing. I mean, I do have a black seat, I think, I could put on there. It's a big deal, right? I could probably even paint it yellow if I wanted to. But, yeah, we're making progress now. Alright, let me hit this with a wire brush. Shoot grease in there. Get that blade off. Sharpen all 3 blades. And then place that order. This is good, though. See, yesterday I didn't think I was going to be able to do all this, but we did it. We're getting there now. My game plan, since I'm a small business owner, I'm just getting started though, right? But my plan will be I can start taking in repairs. That'll make it official. Once I do that, I can apply for a small business license. Once I have that, I'll have the asset power to apply for a mortgage. Once I do that, I can get my own little place with a garage. We'll start that way. Depending on how far I grow, I could always get an independent garage later on. 36 by my goal is by 40, have my own place with the garage, and then from there the sky's the limit. So, and I always did want to run my own business and be my own boss. Don't have to put up with any bullshit managers. I don't have to commute every day back and forth and deal with that nonsense. I'm my own man. I like that. So, if you like doing this, you can make it happen. I know Clements, small engine, he's done it. And while we're on the topic, I want to go ahead and thank John from Turning Wrenches again for the nice shout out, putting me on his video. And there was one other thing I wanted to do. What was it? Oh, right. I made a video of a 1969 Toro Whirlwind recycler lawnmower that I picked up at the curb free about 3 years ago. I sold it to a guy, which it had to be shipped on a pallet, and he got it going. Check out my video of it, and then I put a link in the description to where you can see it now running. I think it's awesome to see that thing was able to carry on and be used again, given a second chance. So that's great. Good news is these ones aren't really rounded off, so I think I'll be able to get these ones without even having to grind them. I only had to grind one, so that's good. Let's see. I'm still using this old school grease gun. I want to get one of those lock-in ones that they sell now that gets into tight spots. That's something I gotta invest in. And then the only other thing I can't do yet is weld, mainly because I don't have a welder. Once I get one, then I could start practicing. So, because working on this stuff, you definitely want to know how to weld. You need to. Otherwise, you got to bring it to somebody else to do it, and then you got to pay them. So that's one more thing that I got to knock off my checklist of things to do. So that quieted down after putting a bunch of grease in there, so that's good. Alright, I got that blade off without incident. Now I know what took this machine out of commission. Definitely was the deck. So, deck wasn't working properly anymore, and they gave up on it. And they let it sit there and they let it rot. And it would have rotted back into the ground if I hadn't gotten it. Now it's getting a second chance. So, that's good. Let's take these 3 blades and sharpen them now. I like to use an angle grinder. Makes it easy. Alright, I'm not going to be able to do this without 2 hands, but basically the way I sharpen a blade is I get it onto the end of the bench, I hold the one side with my foot, and I grind it nice and sharp again. And then when I'm done, I just check and make sure it's as balanced as it can be. And I've never had a problem doing it that way. I know some people can do it on a bench grinder. There's different methods, but this is the best way for me. It's pretty quick and easy. So let me get that done. I'll show how it looks after. Alright, here's the first one. Sharpened. As you can see, they're good. They're not perfect. They still have some meat left on them. So they're good to go back on. You know, I just give it a little bevel on the other side. You don't want them razor sharp, because then they'll get nicked real quick by every little piece of sand and everything, and they'll get dull fast. You just want them, you know, like this. And you know what's funny too is I just remembered I looked. I had 3 brand new blades for a John Deere. I just got these over the summer for free from a guy 5 minutes from my house right in East Brunswick. He put them on Craigslist for free, and I contacted him and I said, yeah, I'll take them. I went there and it turned out to be the same guy that gave me that that free engine, that Briggs, what was it, 6 horsepower, the overhead valve one. Yeah, I got a free engine off that guy like 3 years earlier. And then, now he gave me 2 engines, actually, a Tecumseh as well. And then, over the summer, I got an alert for, you know, free John Deere blades. 5 minutes away. So, I was like, yeah, I'll take them. But I'm not even going to use them right now, because these are still good. They still have, you know, they'll get the job done. And the other thing is, too, most people never even look under the deck to see. I've only had a few people actually look under there to see how they look, and I go through the trouble of cleaning the deck out, sharpening blades, everything, and then 9 times out of 10 they don't even look under there. But anyway, these will definitely get the job done, and I just got to do the other 2 and then order the bearings, and we're ready to go. So I have so much stuff, I forget half the stuff I have, but I remembered that I had these sitting around, and they just happened to be the exact ones. So there you go. It was like meant to be, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Alright, they're sharpened. I know someone out there's probably going to say, well, why don't you just put the brand new ones on? If they were shot, I would. They're not, so there's no sense in wasting the money doing that. If anybody was to say something about them, I can use those as a bargaining chip. Otherwise, they'll be saved for a future machine, which I'm sure I'll come across another one. Now that that's done, not much else I can do until I get the parts. So now it's time to lift this up and see what's up with these wheel bearings.